If you haven't heard of Smithereens, 1982, you're missing out on a real slice of gritty punk rock New York. This movie was Susan Seidelman's first big feature, and she had hardly any budget, just enough for subway fare and a lot of attitude. Believe it or not, Smithereens was the very first American indie film to go head-to-head for the Palme d'Or at Cannes. After this, the whole indie movie thing really took off through the 80s. What's it about? Okay, so Smithereens is all about Wren, who's just kinda angry, hungry for attention, and drifting through New York's kind of crumbling East Village in the early 80s. She's a Jersey girl who just wants to be part of the punk scene, not by playing music, but just by being, famous. She puts up photocopied pictures of herself plastered around the city with a big "Who is this?" to get noticed, the old school way before Instagram. Wren's not exactly nice. She uses and discards just about everyone. Paul's this sweet, clueless dude from Montana who lives in his van. Eric is a sketchy musician, played by real punk icon Richard Hell, who doesn't care much about anyone. There's not really a plot in the classic sense. Think more of a gritty, day-to-day portrait of a messed-up life in a messed-up city. Wren just keeps pushing people away, and by the end, she's got nowhere to go. Super bleak, but also kinda honest. How's it shot? It's super DIY, shot on real New York streets, just grabbing what they could. The soundtrack, underrated bangers from the Feelies, ESG, and Richard Hell himself. Everything looks rough and real, with handheld shots and not much fancy lighting. If you've ever wanted to see what Manhattan really looked like back then, here you go. Why it still matters. Smithereens was the first US indie flick to make a splash at Cannes. Seriously, that's huge. The film kicked off Susan Seidelman's directing career. Next up, she made Desperately Seeking Susan, which gave us Madonna on the big screen. Smithereens caught punk in a weird in-between era after it first exploded, but before it was all about the money. The film inspired later movies about oddballs and outsiders like Slacker, Kids, Francis Hay, all that indie youth in crisis stuff. Criterion Collection released a killer restoration. You also get commentary from Seidelman herself and behind-the-scenes interviews. What did critics think of Smithereens? Some critics loved it, some really didn't, but everyone agreed. Wren's a raw and exciting character, and the movie nails the punk scene. Now, most critics call it a must-see for anyone into punk, strong female leads, or indie cinema. Cool trivia: they paid for most of the movie by maxing out credit cards and getting friends to act. Richard Hell's role gave the whole film extra credibility in the punk crowd. Wren's whole look, shabby, cool, and put together from thrift shops, is kind of what it girls do now. So, if you want a raw look at NYC in its grimiest era, plus punk attitude for days, go find Smithereens. It might make you see the city and yourself a little differently. Have you seen Smithereens? Leave your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to Movies of the 80s for more of the best of the 1980s.